I need to run back up and find the old man because he's probably totally confused as to where I've gone. So obviously the Brits have something, find something interesting about old prisons.
Oh, well, it's amazing. The cells, I was a bit worried about the cells.
It's much easier being here with you because we get to take the old people cart up.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Brazen Brits, my name's Laurence.
And I'm Natalie.
And today, so here's what happened. The old man, as you know, the old man and my old girl, my parents were visiting us in Florida, and the old man said, I've never been to San Francisco. And we're watching our Route 66 videos if you haven't seen it. And I said, well look, it's only this far on the map, so why don't we just go? So we jumped on a plane quickly and we're here. Well, this is San Francisco, but we're on Alcatraz Island.
Really makes me wonder.
So for anyone wanting to get their inheritance early, just take your old decrepit elderly father and make him walk up some of the streets in San Francisco.
Yeah, I think so.
So one stop I've made is I've forced the old man to walk up to Lombard Street. Now Lombard Street is a long street, but you can see there's people everywhere here, all taking pictures, because this is the weirdest street in San Francisco. It's a very curvy street. And I have convinced him that we're going to walk up it. It's probably about 200 steps. Are you going to die by the end of it?
Probably.
Okay, well don't die yet because we have a whole week of stuff to do.
Yeah, all right, I'll wait until next weekend then.
Yeah. Hey old man, how much do you think this house is?
How much is it worth?
How much is it worth? What did it go for?
$2 million.
Close. $3.2 million. So we're in this park in the middle of San Francisco. I've never seen this before, but I've just spotted something on the floor here that has intrigued me. And it's a time capsule that was put here in February of 2022 off the top of my head. And it's not allowed to be opened until February 2072. So two things that intrigued me about this. One, what's inside, obviously. And two, surely someone, some drunk guy, homeless guy, just some asshole is just going to come and dig it up to see what it is. Much easier being here with you because we get to take the old people cart up.
And then we're going to
So it's quite a walk, isn't it? It's not too steep, but it is quite a walk going up. So thank you for this.
Yes, I'm sure we're much better walking down than walking up.
We're not that lazy. We are going to walk down, but it's definitely, if you are elderly or mobility challenged, then they do offer this tram where you can get a ride up to the top. This morning we jumped on the boat. We pre-booked tickets and we jumped on the boat, and it takes about 15 minutes. It's a mile and a half from the shore, and we're here on Alcatraz Island.
Jolly chilly breeze on the way over because we were standing at the front. Great view, but quite chilly.
Yeah, so we're in February right now and it is very cold, but the sun is actually quite nice. So in the shade where we are now, it is very cold. So just bear that in mind. If you go on the back of the boat, you'll be warmer than the front, but the front was more interesting. So I was just telling the old man, this is especially interesting for me because I used to play a game called Call of Duty, and it was called Black Ops, I think. Natalie will correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a map on there called Alcatraz. And basically 100 of you fly into Alcatraz and then you find guns and you have to be the last one standing. And this room, we would hide in this room. My friends Joey, Mace and Jim will especially remember this room. So that's sad, isn't it? I'm getting more excited about going to this place because I used to play it on a video game than the actual history of it. skipped out of the audio tour because I had to go and see the yard. I'm meant to be going the other way. The old man, I've lost him completely, but this is really cool. Again, mainly because of the video game. I'd always jump down on top of this and hopefully there'd be a sniper up there so that I can snipe everyone else. But I will say though, if you've ever played the video game or see this on TV, this is a lot smaller than it looks on TV. It's actually for a yard for all of the prisoners. This is the only yard apparently. It's tiny. The other thing I will say is it is ram-packed. There are so many people here. It's very hard to video inside without getting people in the shot. So I will say, currently, I prefer the Shawshank Redemption, the Mansfield State of Reformatory, purely because there is not as many people here. But the yard is the quietest place. All right, I need to run back up and find the old man because he's probably totally confused as to where I've gone. So I found a quiet spot here, finally. I have a couple of tips for you though, if you're coming here. The first one is when you get off the boat, everyone rushes and does the audio tour. There's a huge line. We actually went back and we've gone round again to do our own kind of walking tour and drop off the audio equipment, and there was no one there. So if you come here, I would the boats come apparently every 15 minutes, so I would maybe wait 10 or 12 minutes. I say that because after it takes you 5 minutes to get off the boat, and wait there, because then you have a clear shot. Otherwise you're walking all walking around in the same group, getting in each other's ways. You can't get photos and things, you can't really talk. So yeah, do that or take your time. So the audio tour takes about half an hour, that's about it. But there is so much more to explore that isn't on the audio tour. So I've just found this. I walked to the end of the yard, and at the end of the yard there's some steps that go down. It's a whole other section there, so which isn't on the audio tour, so you can go and wander around as much as you'd like in that respect. So that's what we're doing now. And also, by the way, if you come down those steps at the end, you get a fantastic view of San Francisco. That's really cool. We're in perfect line with the road, so I would definitely recommend coming out here. The steps are incredibly steep though, so I have left the old man back up in the yard, which you can see just back over here. So I'm going to go find him, see if we can get back around here from another way. All right, I found him. I got back. Those steps are steep. I'm glad you didn't go down. You don't have to come back up. I think you can walk around, but there's no way you were getting back up there. No offense.
Even Laurence is out of breath.
Yeah, I'm out of breath.
So I would have been half dead.
So, whilst I catch my breath, what have you found most interesting about Alcatraz?
Oh, well, it's amazing. The cells, I was a bit worried about the cells. Sometimes no beds and no toilets, and I just thought it was very awful in those cells. I wouldn't have liked to have been cooped up in there for more than about 10 minutes. 5 by 10, I think they were. Mind you, I did think that if you behaved yourself when you were in here, it wouldn't have been quite so bad, except for the fact that there was some rogue prison warders that you'd have to keep your eyes open for, I think.
Yeah, I found that. I was also, and this always shocks me, there was a lot of racism, and it was basically the blacks were segregated from everyone else, and I'm just shocked that
well, if you're a murderer, you're a murderer, black or white.
Exactly, and yeah, and so I was just shocked that was actually the case. And we're talking about between the 50s and the 70s here. We're not talking about, way back. It just doesn't seem that long. So that's the first thing that shocked me. The second thing that shocked me, which compared to that is nothing, but it's the food was amazing. Well, not amazing.
The food didn't actually look too bad.
Sorry,
the menu that was up on the board there.
Let me clarify. The food was better than you would expect it to be in a prison of this kind.
Yes,
so
indeed.
yeah, they were quite proud of the food, except they got bored of it, and so every week it was the same stuff. Even though it was nutritious and it was good food, they got bored of it, and apparently their big riot started, and their biggest. Most high-risk place here was the canteen, because they had metal forks, knives and spoons, and so if anything was ever going to happen, it was that you've got 300 people with 3 metal weapons each in the canteen. So that's where things got really nasty on a few occasions. But they do have those canisters. Did you see them on the ceiling, the canisters?
Tear gas canisters?
Exactly, yeah. So if anything ever happened, that's why they had the tear gas, so that would stop everything immediately. Okay, there are 3 options you can book here. There is the night tour, the short day tour that we've done, and then there is the behind the scenes tour that we were going to do, but it's really long and it has a lot of walking, and so we're a little bit worried that, I'm assuming that tour probably would have come up these steps at some point. But what do you think of the tour that we did?
I thought it was excellent. If you want to come here, then please do the audio tour, because I thought it was really very good. Voices from not only previous governors but previous prisoners as well. So I really thought it gave a lot of very interesting information.
Yeah, I think I would agree. The audio tour is free, by the way. It's included with your ticket price, so you just have to go and pick up the headset. I actually found the audio tour better than most of the documentaries I've seen on TV or YouTube.
Yes, agreed.
Which I'm shocked about, because you would think that you would have more information there, but yeah, the audio tour gives you a lot more information than the plaques do.
Of course, you are on site and you're actually looking at things that the audio tour is pointing out to you, rather than just sort of batting an eyelid at a television screen. Yeah. But yes, I thought the audio tour was really terrific.
And you can see all the cells, the famous cells there. I can never remember their name, but the three guys.
138.
Yeah, there was 138. Cell 113 was important, thanks to this plane going over, and then the other couple of cells where the other two guys escaped from, but they just dug through the wall with spoons. If you haven't seen the Escape from Alcatraz, then you should really watch that before you come here.
Definitely.
But that was really cool to see them. They have the fake heads. They're probably not the originals, but they do have the fake heads there that were made out of the concrete dust. They dig the concrete out with a spoon, and then they'd mix it with water to create the fake heads. So fascinating. So if you watch the Mansfield State reformatory video, I was very impressed that nothing had been completely redone. It was all old school. They left it, the paint was peeling. The same is here, and I'm shocked about it. Everything is in disrepair. I'm sure structurally it's sound because it is essentially built on bedrock, but just stuff is really falling apart. It's rusting, you know, there's cracks everywhere. I don't think this is going to be here much longer. So the one thing I forgot to mention is that I find it fascinating that they had to earn, well, I don't find it fascinating, they had to earn their rights to do fun things like painting or something, but they had music class was the best one. And so all these criminals who had never played music in their life would start up this band, and they said they had to restrict it from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. because it was so bad that people couldn't cope. They said it was like at the level of a 5th grader, and it was always the same song or the same beat. But anyway, apparently Al Capone managed to wangle his way into this music group, which I found even funnier.
Perhaps he was a good musician.
He was not a good musician, apparently, no. He just wanted something to do.
Did he sing?
But no, I can't remember what he played. Tried to play the trombone or something like that. Could only play 3 notes.
Whining so hard, I think life's all about me, and it's hardly even snow, but I stay inside like it's the ice age. I need you to dry my face. Look how I behave, and all the mess that I made. But I did really do my best, breaking down my neck, and it's me to blame. Yeah. Help me, I need a good advice. Please don't say no, be my hero, 'cause I got 0.
Okay, so we're on the big bus tour now. This is by far the best way to get around, isn't it? We made the right choice. It's like $50, $53 a person, and it takes you all around the city, and it's fantastic because we went through all of the central district. There was no stress of driving, there was no stress of having to walk. It was safe. And I'm going to say, I've been here twice before to San Francisco, and I hated both times. I was here for work, admittedly, but I did go and see a few things, and it wasn't very nice. This time, I love it. It's absolutely fantastic.
I think San Francisco is a magnificent city, and I'd come here again if the opportunity arose, and it's really a beautiful city.
And the only thing I would say is if you're getting the bus tour, there's not many seats downstairs, And in the shade, and especially going over the bridge, it's freezing, and I blame you entirely for this.
It is February.
It is February, you're right. So yeah, if you're here over the winter and you're taking this bus tour, most of the seats are upstairs. Bring a big jacket. And actually they say you should always wear layers. So, but anyway, how did you find the bridge?
And if you're wearing a hat, take it off when you go over the bridge.
That's true. Hooligans. That's fantastic. My dad isn't very amused. Hooligans. To finish our day, we were going to do the cable car ride. My dad is a huge train fan, mainly steam trains, but he loves anything, you know, public transport, and so we were hoping to do the cable car ride. But this is the line behind us, and as you can see, the sun is setting. And basically, it's very cool. It just goes all the way up to the top of the hill and then all the way back down again, pulled by cables through the road. And as you're walking down the road, even if there's no car, you can hear the cables run past. So, I'm sorry, old man, we won't get to do this.
No, I agree. We'll be waiting for about 2 hours, I think, to get on.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here and they don't seem to be bringing too many trams in either, so we've been here about 10 minutes and that one hasn't moved. But we have seen them going up and down, so we've seen them go past. I just kind of wanted to hang off the side. That's all I wanted to do. So anyway, this finishes up. Do you know what we should do?
What?
We should rent a car and just drive to Vegas.
Good idea.
Should we do that?
Let's do it.
Alright, well thank you for watching. Don't forget to tune in next week where we're going to start our drive to Vegas, probably. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the thanks button because Natalie loves it when you do that, and hit the join button to become a Braziere and support a couple of tits. This week it's me and my dad. And you can become Braziere. Thank you to everyone below who's already done that. We really do appreciate it. You already know that we're here because we told you a few days ago. Now you know we're going to Vegas. But should we just go the long way though? We've got nothing better to do.
Yeah, let's go down the coast and then buy a Yosemite.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Think about it.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you all.